Back in the 1920s, when Calvin Coolidge was President of the United States and Babe Ruth was busy winning World Series, a radical new sport was evolving in California. Laguna Beach lifeguards started to experiment with small wooden boards, literally skimming across the water on them. The sport became known as skimboarding. Today, despite being one of the least practiced water sports, skimboarding remains one of the most technically demanding. Interested in finding out more, we decided to head down to the sport's birthplace and hang out with the skimmers of Laguna Beach. Well, one in particular.
Hello? Excuse me? Hello? Hey, what's up, Trans World Sport? This is Nick, Hernandez, and I was wondering if you guys want to go skimboarding with me today. Let's go check it out.
Nick Hernandez is Laguna Beach born and bred, and whilst he no longer competes at international level, it wasn't long ago that he was considered king of the waves.
I wasn't really a pioneer of the sport per se, but I was a pioneer of competitive skimboarding in that I was the first person ever to be paid for to travel to all the contests around the country. I went to Florida, Virginia Beach, Hawaii, up and down the coast here in California, and I was able to go to all the contests in 1 year. And that year, I was able to pretty much win every contest I was in. Freaking gnarly out there right now, huh?
These days, 32-year-old Hernandez combines skimboarding with another of his passions.
It's Margaret. I like to skimboard and sing. It's all the same, actually. I like skimboarding as much as I like singing, but now that I'm getting a little older, skimboarding hurts more than singing.
With breakfast on the go and the promise of hearing Nick and his band Common Sense perform later, it was time to sit back and let our host plan our day.
And then we're going to go down to visit our friend Tex Haynes, who owns Victoria Skimboards, check out how they make skimboards and things like that. And then after that, I was thinking about going next door. My next door neighbor is Hans Ray, and maybe going up some of the trails behind the house.
We're here in Laguna Beach, and for skimboarding, there's only one place we want to go to get a skimboard, and that's the source, and that's Victoria Skimboards. It's named after a beach in Laguna called Victoria Beach, and let's go check it out. In the shaping room here, we have Tex Haynes over here.
Tex Haynes is Mr. Skimboard, responsible for the sport being where it is today.
Let's go to the beach. Let's go pull in. Let's get a big wave. Skimboarding is a direct descendant of surfing in that we ride the waves in the same fashion as surfing. The only difference is we start from the shore, run and jump on our board, whereas surfing, obviously you paddle into the waves. So it's a really quick, fun way to ride waves. And you get a lot more waves, not as long a waves, but a lot more waves.
These days, Nick is mainly concerned with helping the next generation reach the standards he set 10 years ago.
He's been a big influence on a lot of the young kids that have looked up to him over the years.
Nick's the man. He's one of the originals, so.
He's a great guy, my hero. Been watching him since I was a youngin'.
Never give up.
So what's the big deal with Nick's other hobby? Well, probably how he marries his music to his skimboarding. Once signed to Virgin, Sony and Universal record labels, Nick felt restricted by people he believed didn't understand him. So he left them to do their business and went in search of sponsorship, the way he had with skimboarding. The result was a substantial deal with a clothing company and one with a major car manufacturer.
As far as the public goes, we're still underground, but we have a nice grassroots following. So, you know, I think that crossing over the sponsorship aspect of skimboarding into music has helped me so much. It's got me to be free of my chains of the record labels and the evil A&R people who are trying to tell you how to live. You know, I don't need that.
I was sitting on the beach one day, watching the ocean. ocean. Now these are the good days in life, building castles in the sand. Always knowing that the tide would come and take them back again. Summertime, summertime, feeling fine on the town, lay it on down. With the girls at the beach and our toys in the summertime. Flowers blooming, people grooving, laughing 'cause it's summertime. I remember back in the day.
The skimboarding fraternity weren't slow to recognize Common Sense's influence. The band's music is now heard on the majority of skimboarding videos, and they're regular faces at the sport's top events.
I was able to ride in the wave lock. You know, there was all the sports stars were there. You know what? Everybody from Tony Hawk to Terje to Bill Bryan, Chris Miller. All these guys come ride that, and I was able to get a cordless microphone, and I would since I skimboard, I can ride the wave lock really good because the skimboarders are always pretty much the best guys at the wave lock. And I was able to pull into the tube, so there's water, like the tube's like right here coming over my head. I'm standing there like this singing inside the barrel. And that right there, that was one of the highlights of my career.
And despite winding down his skimboarding career, Hernandez knows it'll always remain very much a part of his life.
You know, skimboarding it's pretty much a meditation because you can't think of anything else. But when you start running for the wave, it's 100% concentration on what you're doing. It's all just conditioned response. You can't think about it because it's too quick. So it just makes you feel like refreshed because you're in the water. It makes you feel healthy because you're exercising, and it makes you feel centered because you're meditating on the waves and the ocean and nature.
As Nick mentioned earlier, his next-door neighbor is Hans Ray, the trials bike rider we profiled a while back.
What a beautiful view.
Kitchen dang, huh?
Could mountain biking be another string to Nick's bow?
Hey, you forgot your bike!
That'll be a no then.